Last month, a dealership in Texas charged a customer $2,300 to replace a battery. Not an engine, not a transmission, a battery. And the mechanic who did the job probably saw less than $100 from it. They say America has a mechanic shortage. That's not true. This is not a worker shortage. This is a wage shortage. And it is not an accident. It is a deliberate, engineered collapse of the independent repair industry. Walk into any dealership and the labor rate is $180, sometimes $230 an hour. The man turning the wrench, the one who just spent 12,000 hours learning engine management, electrical diagnostics, transmission rebuilds, he sees 25 of that, maybe 30, but only if he finishes the job before the clock runs out. Flat rate. The manufacturer prints a book that says a water pump pays 2 hours. If the bolts snap, if the engine is hot, if a wiring harness has to be moved, that time disappears. He works for free. This is not a defect. This is a design decision. The factory did not build that car to be repaired. They built it to be assembled. Engineers place timing chains on the back of an engine, behind the transmission. They bury computers inside wheel wells and seal transmissions with no dipstick, no fill tube, just a procedure that requires a proprietary tablet and a subscription fee. When you cannot check your own transmission fluid without dealer software, you have lost the right to repair. And the tooling cost to do that job? The technician pays it, not the dealership, not the manufacturer. A single scan tool update can cost $10,000 a year. The average master tech carries over $60,000 in personal tools, often exceeding $100,000. That is a mortgage on a toolbox, and the flat rate check still comes home at $500 after 60 hours. This is engineered failure. In the 1970s, a Ford came with a wrench in the glove box. A farmer could replace a carburetor on the side of a dirt road. Today, you cannot change a battery on certain German vehicles without telling the car a new battery is installed, or the charging system will overvolt and destroy itself. You're not buying a product, you're buying a replacement cycle. And when the repair finally becomes unavoidable, the warranty system punishes the only person trying to fix it. Warranty time pays half. A manufacturer's defect, a UAW worker's mistake, an engineer's oversight, the technician eats the loss. Every warranty ticket is a wage cut. Meanwhile, the service advisor is bonused to upsell flushes that aren't needed. The system is designed to extract maximum money from the customer while starving the only person actually keeping the car on the road. The result is a quiet exodus. The top technicians, the ones who can diagnose a CAN bus error by ear and rebuild a dual-clutch gearbox blindfolded, are walking away. They're going to industrial maintenance, HVAC, aviation, places where tools are provided, bodies are not destroyed by age 40, and overtime is paid in real dollars, not imaginary book hours. They're telling their own sons, do not enter this trade. A retired Mercedes master tech put it plainly, I loved cars. The industry killed my passion. Even at the top of the mountain, we are treated as replaceable parts. And the replacement pool is drying up. Trade schools advertise $120,000 salaries. Then the graduate walks into a dealership and is offered $18 an hour in the oil change pit, told to compete with 3 other lub kids for the rare chance to touch a real repair. He looks at the broken senior techs, the debt from tool trucks, the customers screaming in the drive, and he realizes the entire proposition was a trap. This was not inevitable. It's a business model. A modern car is a software platform on wheels. The headlights, the heated seats, even the engine output, none of it belongs to you. It belongs to a cloud server that can be switched off the moment the payment stops. Physical parts are intentionally consolidated into expensive modules, then discontinued 5 years after production. The independent shop cannot order them. The dealer can't get them. The car becomes scrap. But by then, you're already being marketed the next lease. You're not buying a product, you're buying a subscription to mobility, and that subscription is designed to expire. The older cars are now golden, pre-2020, pre-subscription, pre-software lock. They're being fought over at auctions.
The few remaining independent technicians who specialize in them can name their price, but they're aging out. The knowledge is not transferring. The next generation is not coming. So what do you do? First, understand that dealership service is not service. It's a profit extraction machine disguised as maintenance. Find the independent shops that still invest in training and treat their people right. They exist, but they're rare. Second, if you can, learn to turn your own wrenches. Not everything requires a computer. Brakes, belts, basic suspension, YouTube can give you back your independence. And most importantly, support the right to repair. Because when every vehicle becomes a rolling iPhone and the only button that works is schedule appointment, you will own nothing and you will like it. The mechanic shortage is not a mystery, it's a message. Pay people for the value they create or watch the infrastructure that moves this country grind to a halt. The hourglass ran out while the MBAs were still running spreadsheets, and now the flat rate has finally caught up with them. If you want to see which car companies still allow you to actually own what you buy and which ones are locking you out, hit subscribe. The truth only gets darker from here.